Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And for all my new subscribers, welcome to the family.
Come and see what you've been missing on a little slice of heaven. It's the only place we're living.
So, without any further ado, let us get right into the video. Because based on the title, you would have seen it, where we will be looking today at a few prominent Jamaicans, some who were a household name, some who stood out among us, who had made some valuable contribution to the nation building. There are many others who contributed who might not be included in this list. So don't come for me. Just comment below and state some of the names of some that I might have missed, and we can do another video. But for now, we're just going to take a look at these ones who left us in 2022. So, without any further ado, let us get right into the video. James Winston Samuels, and he was a musician and a former member of the Aces. He died in January of 2022. He was 78 years old. Samuels was part of the iconic ska reggae rocksteady production and as a member of the Desmond Decker backing band. The Aces had hit singles like Israelites, and it was the first Jamaican produced single to earn the #1 spot on the British chart and also rank #9 on the American Billboard. It amassed sales of over 2 million. Next on this list is Winston Babatunde Witter, and he left us on February 16th at the age of 64. He is described as the most impactful radio talk show host in the late 20th century, and he died at the University Hospital of the West Indies, as I said before, on February 16th. He was also an educator and a columnist, and he is remembered for his resilience he displayed following a life-threatening road accident in 1998, which left him with severe head injuries and loss of memory. For more than 30 years, he worked in the media at the Jamaica Daily News, the Gleaner, the Jamaica Record, the Sunday Herald, JBC Radio, Class FM, and Bless FM, among many others. And then we have Gladstone Gladdy Parker. This veteran sound system owner and selector, Gladdy Parker of Wild Bunch Disco, died on February 19. The avid record collector started the sound system in 1963 with George Philfat and Charles Kennedy. Wild Bunch enjoyed a reputation for consistent musical excellence in Jamaica and internationally. He was honored by various organizations for his stellar contribution to the Jamaican music scene. Next on the list is Cartwright, and as they say, she was a warrior to the end. Cartwright, who is a 6-time cancer survivor, beat breast cancer 3 times, colon cancer twice, and bone cancer once. Unfortunately, cancer returned, which caused her to ail for months. And then on March 29th, she left us. She was hailed by many as a motivational force because of her heroic battle with cancer. The Montego Bay-based businesswoman was a hairstylist and designer and also managed the Sunset Group Spa. Then, how could we forget the brutal slaying of Donald Tubby Diamond Shaw? A drive-by shooting claimed the life of the lead singer of the iconic trio, the Mighty Diamonds. On March 29, he was only 67 years old. A singer and a songwriter who dedicated 5 decades of his life to music. The Mighty Diamonds are responsible for some of the reggae music like Pass the Kochi, Right Time, I Need a Roof, and Heads of Government. The Order of Distinction was conferred upon him in 2021 for his contribution to the development of music in Jamaica. And then right after that, just mere days after the passing of Tubby, another member of the Mighty Diamonds left us. He left us on April 1, and that is Fitzroy Bonnie Diamond Simpson. He died on April 1. Simpson had been ailing for some time, and so right after Tubby was killed, he succumbed to his injuries. He was also conferred with the Order of Distinction for his contribution to the development of music in Jamaica. So, Lloyd George Ferguson is the only surviving member of the Mighty Diamonds group now. And then, in May, Miss Gludan left us. Barbara Gludan, who is one of the household names in broadcasting, in media, left us on May 11th. She dedicated over 6 decades of her 87 years of life to media. And as we all know, once you say hotline, the first name that comes to your memory is Barbara Cluda, and also the pantomime. She is responsible for writing many of these like River Mama, Golden Table, Nuff and Plenty, and Pirate Princess. And not long after Miss Gludan left us, Trevor Naird followed. He is champion in the Jamaican theatre space, and he is a mastermind behind Easy Street, which is a popular musical comedy. He left us on May 22nd at the age of 73. He directed some of Jamaica's most successful plays in the last 30 years, which included Ecstasy, Intermission, Friends, The Last Ton, Oliver and Pinocchio, and Breadfruit Kingdom. He was also conferred with the Order of Distinction for his contribution to the development of Jamaican theatre, and was also the recipient of several Actor Boy Awards. And then in July, the shocking news came of the passing of Leonardo Merciless Bartley. The sudden passing of dancehall entertainer Merciless on July 19 jolted the entertainment fraternity. He was only 51 years old, and he was found unresponsive at a motel in Kingston. Merciless had hit singles like Old Gallis, Gal Gizada, and Mama Cookin'. And right after Merciless left us, George Hunter was the next one to transition. George Hunter, a founding member of the roots reggae group, the Overshans, passed away on July 30th in Queens, New York. He was 66 years old. The Overshans had a hit single titled Shy Girl, which was popular in England in the 1980s. Also leaving the scene in 2022 was Montego Bay businessman Anthony Tony Dillon Lewin. He left us on August 19 after a long period of illness. He was a member of the Jamaica Labour Party and a former candidate for the St. James West Central. Lewin is remembered as a committed businessman who earned the respect of his colleague over several decades. And then, how could we forget Francois Senjus? Francois, whose baritone voice was the trademark of Good Morning Jamaica, rose morning radio listeners, thrilled morning radio listeners. He bade us goodbye on August 29th at the age of 60. He had been ailing for a little while. Francois left behind a legacy of a sterling career of 38 years in the media industry. Credited for transforming Fame 95 FM, Senjus positioned the station as the party capital of Jamaica radio and burnish its brand with roadshows, beach parties, and merchandise line. He was known for his innovative expertise in project planning and was also a talent spotter for media professionals. And then in October, the iconic Leone Forbes, she left us on October 25th. And then and there we knew that the Jamaican theatre had lost an icon. Leone, who was 85 years old at the time of her death, was one of the first voices on radio as an announcer in 1955 on the now defunct Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, or as we know it, JBC. She played the leading roles in 12 pantomimes and have acted in plays such as See Mama, The Rope and the Cross, and Old Story Time. She received the Order of Distinction Officer Class from the Government of Jamaica in 1980, the Silver Musgrave Medal, and the Centenary Medal. She traveled extensively to perform overseas, visiting theaters in the Caribbean, North and Latin America, Europe and Africa. And then we have on this list also Dr. Marshall Hall. He was a prominent Jamaica businessman who most recognized his association with the Jamaica Producers Group. He died on November 22 at the age of 88 years. He had given over 40 years of his life to the Jamaica Producer Group. He was also a writer and he published extensively in world-leading journals in the field of microeconomics and industrial economics. And then closing off the list, we have Henry Stennett. How can we forget that soothing voice? Veteran broadcaster Henry Stennett, whose distinct voice filled every room, died on December 11th. The 70-year-old had been ailing for some time. For the greater part of about 30 years of his career in radio, he spent it at the RGR 94 FM. He served as a presenter, supervisor of off-air staff, executive producers, and many other roles. His voice was a hallmark in many Jamaican homes for years on the Evening People show and then through to the Roving Report with his morning traffic updates. May their souls rest in peace. I know they will be missed among the many other Jamaicans who transition. So, other relatives, friends, and family, take heart. And thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.